welcome to episode 7 of our 12 Days of Christmas Collection Giveaway. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee.
Vincent, get back here this instant!
Thank you. Oh, I love you too. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Thank you.
Alright, now if you're new to the series, let me break it down for you. We are giving you a tour of our complete Board Game Coffee board game collection. And while we're doing that, we're going to be giving away board games to help you build a collection of your very own. And during the video, whenever possible, we will be awarding Board Game Coffee seals of approval and giving out some kind of micro review / opinions on the games we have. That way, if you don't win, you'll at least have the information required to buy games for yourself. Now, we're putting out 24 episodes, and in each of those episodes, we're giving away anywhere from 1 to 4 games. So you can enter in every episode to increase your odds of winning. There is no limit to how many games you can win, so please enter each video. Mind you, you can only enter once per video, but you can win once each video. That's a lot of potential winnings. The games that we will be giving away will be announced randomly throughout the video, so watch it from beginning to end. That way you know what you're getting yourself into. Now, once all the videos are done, once our 12 days of Christmas collection giving awaying is over, we will be announcing the winner live right here in our Board Game Coffee studio. All right, let's start this. And now I have my lovely assistant, Brittany. Brittany, say hi.
Hi, I can't get around because there's so many board games in front of me.
So now, one thing you should know, with this first board game, this is unscheduled.
This came this morning.
This came this morning, just before we started recording this. It's Trudvang. It's more Trudvang from Simon. We just put Trudvang up on a stack, which I shared on Instagram. And as I was doing this, the doorbell went off and this came in. So I've got more Trudvang, and that's it. It's just another brown box to add to the collection. Very excited to play Trudvang, but we talked about that in another episode, so let's move on. All right, what do we got here? Fury of Dracula. Now, I got Fury of Dracula because I think it was Secret Cabal was talking about it. Jamie was a huge fan of Fury of Dracula. It's a hidden movement game where everybody plays hunters. And, well, one player's playing Dracula and everybody else playing hunters, and they're trying to hunt Dracula. But I found it good, but slow. But he recommended it, so I really went through it, but that was it. So, good experience, but a slow experience. And I found it pretty hard to catch Dracula, actually, even though I was Dracula. What'd you think?
Did I play with it? I don't remember.
I played with you, and I played with you and Kayla.
I don't remember the game at all.
Well, that's Brittany's review of it. Anyways, and the reason I got into Fury of Dracula, not just because I trust Jamie's opinions, is because the first hidden movement game I played was Letters from Whitechapel, and I thought that game was amazing. So I was like, I'll take more of that, please. But Fury of Dracula is a slower version of Letters from Whitechapel, if you ask me. Mind you, there's no superpowers, where the hunters kind of have these special abilities, where in Whitechapel the hunters don't.
I don't remember to make a comment.
Anyways, next in our collection.
Isn't this the game that Chris took 5 hours to teach us?
Chris took away. It didn't take 5 hours to teach us. You're exaggerating.
I could be.
It took a long time for Chris to teach us, but Feudum is a heavy ass. I'm not talking about.
But it was a great game.
It was fun. How would you know? You fell asleep. You left. We finished without you.
Oh, possibly.
We started because it took Chris forever to teach us this. Mind you, it took him a long time to learn it, and we can never play this again. Because we can't remember how to play and nobody has the time to dedicate to learning this again.
But I do remember there's a lot of variety that if you don't have a lot of board games in your set.
If you're looking for a heavy Euro, then I loved, we played it only once and I really liked that experience. Well, technically we played it once and a half because Brittany left halfway and we're like, all right, fine, Brittany, go to sleep.
Okay, I was very excited.
And then me and Chris continued to play without Brittany, so we started over. But yeah, it's very difficult to learn. There's a lot of rules. But it's fun. I really enjoyed Feudum the one time I played. Okay, what do we got next? Skull King.
We learned how to play this at one of the conferences we went to, and I think Angelica taught us.
Yes, Angelica taught us how to play Skull King.
I remember having a really good time playing it. It was fun.
But we played something wrong and Chris won.
I don't remember that.
There was one rule that was wrong and Chris won. He took advantage of our playing us wrong. But other than that one time, never really played Skull King, but I've heard good things about it. Next, what do we got?
The Bears and the Bees.
This is both of these are from right. They're both from Grandpa Beck's. I'm pretty sure, right?
I don't
remember. I'm checking. Why is there no company logo on this thing? I can't remember. Anyways, there might be, and I just can't see it because I'm racing through. Anyways, the bears and the bees. Now, when this was sent to us, it had a little packaging, because this was sent to us. It was like a little burlap sack with sticks of honey. And unfortunately, the honey fell off the shelf, and I stepped on it, and it got gooey all over the place.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was really cute, but we've never played this. So, these videos go faster when it's like, I've never played this.
Rush.
Let's continue that trend of Caffeine Rush. I've never played this. The reason we have this is, you know, his name comes up a lot. Can you guess who gave this to us? His name comes up a lot in these videos. Come on, Britt, you got this. You got this. We bring him up almost every episode.
Daryl?
Daryl Andrews. Correct. You got it.
We promise you Daryl doesn't sponsor these
No.
videos.
Who designed this? Did he have anything to do with this?
I don't think so.
He gave us this.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
I can't see. Why isn't there a designer's name on this?
It's just a company on it's our.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he did. He's right there. Daryl Andrews.
Oh.
So Daryl did design this.
Good memory.
Yeah. So
This is a game. This next game I really want to play, and I'm pretty sure this is Rodney Smith's favorite game.
Really?
I think so.
Maybe. So Mansions of Madness. I believe
Maybe
this is.
I've made that up.
Maybe this is the second edition. It is. The second edition apparently is the best ones from Fantasy Flight. It looks great. It's got an app. I remember I loaded up the app, ready to play, sat down at the table. I don't know. I saw something shiny and then I never went back to it again. It's on my shelf of shame. It is one of the more shameful games on my shelf of shame because I bought that. I was so excited to get playing it right away. Got it on a Boxing Day sale and it's still wrapped up. So, what do we got next?
Netrunner.
Oh, Netrunner. Now,
Did you make some kind of
I do.
mat or
I
something?
do. I actually had custom
For this one.
Yeah.
These.
So yeah, I have Netrunner. This is the core. This is the base. This is the base game right here. So I've never opened this because I kept buying Netrunner's things even after because Netrunner they stopped making Netrunner.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if they restarted again, but Fantasy Flight just stopped making Netrunner. So whenever I could find Netrunner stuff, I'd buy it because Netrunner. So that's why I have a bunch of stuff that's not open. But Netrunner is a fabulous game. Now I used to play this all the time to the point that I had a friend that worked in print. Now he didn't have access to neoprene, but he had these rubber things that he could print on. So he printed me custom Netrunner mats, where one layer. The mats were for the corporation, the other one was for the hacker. And I loved playing this. I played this like daily for the longest time. And then at one point, I started getting creative. And I was like, you know what? You're allowed to make your own decks in Netrunner. So I'm going to make my own. And the reason these are in a baggie separate is because I made a deck and I totally screwed the pooch. And now I didn't know where these cards went back. And time passed, and I was like, now I've totally screwed up the entire core box. I don't know how these cards go back together because I took some cards from here and some from there, and I mixed them all up. So I gotta go find a list of how all these cards go back together so I can just play this again. Because really, if you get Netrunner, yeah, you can custom make your decks, but I wouldn't suggest going too crazy with it. Unless this is all you're going to play, because you're going to forget how to put them back together. And the custom-made decks are, like the decks that, not the custom-made decks, the pre-made decks are pretty freaking good. How good? Board Game Coffee seal of approval. That's right. Netrunner, even though Brittany's never played, Brittany, you'll love this game. It's so good. It's a one-on-one, let me tell you about it, Brittany. It's a two-player head-to-head card combat game, and your decks are pre-made, so you pick who you want to play with, and you can tweak your deck a bit. Like they give you some extra cards, so you're like, okay, I'm going to take these three out, I'm going to put these three in, blah blah blah. So you can there's a little bit of wiggle room you could do, so you can customize your deck. I think there's rules. I can't remember. I think there's like points or certain types of cards or a number of cards you could play, but it's been a while, and then you could do what I did and just try to make a total custom deck based on the rules, and then totally screw it up. But don't do that. So. One player plays as the hacker, and the other player plays as the evil corporation. And the hacker is trying to break into my servers, and my servers are these cards that I'm trying to protect, and I put booby traps to try to stop the hacker. So the hacker's trying to hack through my systems, and I'm putting up firewalls and things to try to stop the hacker from coming in. It's so good. It's so good. I can't emphasize how good this is. Well deserving of our Board Game Coffee seal of approval. If you like two-player combat games, it doesn't get much better than Netrunner. It might be one of the best. Like other than like trading card games like Magic the Gathering where you just have to buy booster packs. Like these self-contained ones, this is the best of those. It's so good. All right, what do we got?
So this next one, I feel like the IP is so strong on this that the theme song's instantly in my head when I saw the cover of this. Yeah.
Now speaking of something that's not so strong. Yes, the IP is great. This game is not so. I bought this right away. I was like, oh, X-Files game? Boom, picked up. Didn't hear anything about it. Just saw X-Files game, and I was like, I want it because I'm a huge X-Files fan. This game is a huge disappointment. But being an X-Files fan, I did play it, and I was like, I found some enjoyment out of it, but it's not all that good. I could not recommend this. I can't recommend this, so I'm not going to. I only played it twice, and I was like, I've had enough of that. And then, there's more to this, Britt. This is an expansion. Where's the big old box?
Oh my gosh, this is big.
Come here. So we got role player adventure. Everybody's here. So, role player adventure. I took the plastic off. That's about as far as I got in this. I have never played it, and that's the end of that story. I don't have anything else to say about role player adventure other than I have it. What do we got here?
Next one, I remember we rushed to do the Kickstarter for this, and then we just never had time to play.
Yep,
This is also
that's
another
correct.
shame.
Yep, this Hellboy, not even opened. I remember it was like something like 10,000 backers. It was like a lot of backers back in the day, and then I got so excited because I'm a comic book fan, so I thought Hellboy, still in plastic, never even did an unboxing.
Yeah,
like it's just
disappointing.
nothing happened with this at all. That's sad. What is that, Brittany? What are those sirens?
It's a game alert giveaway.
They're all games. We mean it's a game alert. It's a giveaway alert. It's a game alert. That would be going off all the time. All right, what are we giving away?
We are giving away a
Oh,
game that we actually don't have.
It's a game we don't have.
It's Gartenbau. Is
What?
that how you pronounce it?
Give me that.
Gartenbau?
It's Gartenbau.
Gartenbau from 25th Century Games.
It's Gartenbau. What was that? Gartenbau. It's
you're writing.
It's Gartenbau from 25th Century Games. So our first giveaway this episode is sponsored by 25th Century Games, and it's Gartenbau. Now, we don't actually have the game, and as always, whenever we don't have a game that we're giving away to other people, that makes us sad, because we like to have things.
And not play them.
Whatever. What's
That's
important?
easier stuff.
What's important is that we have them. So we'll put up a picture. This is Gartenbau. Now, to be honest, I didn't know much about the game, and when 25th Century said they'd sponsor this contest and this giveaway and give us a copy to give to you, that I had to go look it up to make sure, because it was all in email. And I was like, I got to make sure I'm pronouncing this correctly. So I watched the Game Boy Geek. He did a quick little video of it. So if you want to know more about Gartenbau, check out the Game Boy Geek. He did some good videos on it. But it's basically gardening. From what I gathered, it's like a tile laying game where you stack tiles. I think there's like seeds and then flowers. And
I like the theme.
it's very pretty. It's a very pretty game. And I've gotten to the point where if a game's box art looks this pretty, I'm just going to go in. Because usually it was like, back when I saw games like Wingspan, I was like, the artwork is too pretty. It's going to be too, because I'm not into gardening. I'm not, like, viticulture. I wasn't into wine, so I was like, I'm not going to do this. But now I'm like, no, I fooled myself so many times. I'm all in Gartenbau. So I got to get me a copy. Maybe I'll pick one up on Boxing Day. But yeah, it looks so pretty. So Gartenbau, sponsored by 25th Century Games. Thank you very much, guys. You're going to make somebody very happy. It's the only kind of gardening I'd want to do. Because I don't like going outside. So, next.
All right, I'm pretty sure we have more of these, but
X-Wing.
that's all I have here.
Yeah, so X-Wing, these are empty boxes, but the collection we have of X-Wing is massive. I went all in. I got so many miniatures for X-Wing, and I used to play quite a bit. I always told Brittany and Chris that I wanted to play with them, but we just never got a chance. It's a miniatures game, so it doesn't work on a board. You can play on this empty table, and you use like measurements.
Can we use like a laser?
Well, there's a laser for line of sight, yeah. So it's a laser you put on the table, but unlike a little regular laser, which is just a dot, it's like a line. I have that specifically for this game. And what's cool is you have all the ships, and you have different pilot cards, so you can put different pilots in different ships, which gives you different abilities. And each, I think, ship and pilot has like different point values. So you build your team of like 300 points, and you build a team of 300 points. I can't exactly remember the limits. But, and then we just come at it and we just fight. And then there's asteroids that you have to avoid. And you make your movements in secret. So like, okay, I'm going to do a U-turn and try to come around you. And then you're going to make your move. So then we announce it, and then we play out our moves on the table to see where we ended up.
That's cool.
So we're trying to outmaneuver each other and trying to destroy each other. X-Wing is is really good. It's a lot of fun. If you like tabletop miniatures game and you haven't tried X-Wing, I definitely recommend X-Wing. Oh, what we got?
Okay, this one's Descent, and I think in this box there's a whole bunch of Descent things in there too.
So Descent, Journey in the Dark, and then I went all in, and I bought I bought a bunch of minis that I could find. I got tons of them in here.
Wait, hold on.
What, you got more stuff?
Yeah.
Nope, you don't. That's all. That's not it. No, you don't, Brittany. You got nothing, Brittany.
This is why I have adult supervision.
You got nothing else, Brittany. Anyways, so I know what Brittany was getting confused with. It's not for this. So, anyways, Descent. Descent is a fantastic dungeon crawler with one huge issue. I played this a lot, and I liked it, but then I got into a situation more than once where I started to hate it. And that was because it's got this kind of runaway leader type of thing where it's like a steamroller situation, whereas the DM, the wizard, who is the bad guy who controls all the monsters, I was playing against a bunch of other players who were good gamers, which is great. And I was beating them, but they were manipulating every little angle on they were twisting all the rules, they were exhausting their characters, they kept pushing the limits. They knew how to min-max their way to victory all the time, to a point where it was like, I don't know how to deal with you guys. And what's the worst is my turn would take 20 seconds. And then four or five, I can't remember, would go. And it would be 30 minutes before it got to my turn again. And then 20 seconds. And then 30 minutes. And then 20 seconds. That was brutal. I would watch them and just watch them trying to dismantle my plans. And I can't remember what it was. I think it was this fatigue move that you could do. And they were totally just taking advantage of it and fatiguing and picking each other up and fatiguing each other and picking each other. And they were just running through the dungeon. And it really sucked the life out of it. Because here's the thing. When the heroes win and they get their prizes, they'll get a flaming sword, which is awesome. They can use that all the time. When the wizard wins, they'll get a spell that goes in their deck that they might draw. And then when they draw it and they use it, it's gone until they get to go through their deck again. So it's not nearly as good. And it's not that much powerful. That would make a big difference. I'd rather have a flaming sword. So it didn't seem... It seems balanced until one side starts to win, at least when the heroes start to win. Then it's like a steamroller and the wizard just can't catch up. It got to the point where everybody I was playing with was like, yeah, we don't see you're going to win. So we never actually finished the campaign. Everybody was just like, yeah, we don't see. So
you already invested so much time.
I bought all these things because I was like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. And then I was like, I'm done with this. I am so done with this. But I had such a good time. And I'm thinking that I'd like to go play Descent again, but this time I would do, I actually gotta put this on the floor because it's blocking my light. Hold on. That I want to play Descent again, but I want to make some house rules to kind of adjust that, put limits on things, because it was just too one-sided.
That's
Anyways,
frustrating.
what do we got here?
Next game. I feel like I've played this game before and liked it, but I can't remember it at this time.
Okay, well, let me bring you up to speed. You've never played this.
Well, then I photographed it.
You might have. You've never played this because I unwrapped it. I tried to read the rule book when I was really sick. I passed out tired and never did it again. But if based on everybody else's recommendations, this is a must-have because everybody seems to love the Arkham Horror card game. All right. Oh, what do we got here?
This one reminds me of when we went to Vegas.
Now, hold on. Before you give me that. This is a Richard Garfield game. And Richard Garfield is one of our favorite designers.
Yes.
He does such a great job. So let's see. Let's see what we got. What is it? Oh, it's KeyForge.
Can we do both?
Yeah, we got all. It's I got just a bunch of random KeyForge stuff. I actually have more stuff than this.
We have so much.
I have so much.
Upstairs.
I have
unopened packages.
Yeah, we have
randomly in drawers.
There's unopened packages in these boxes.
Yeah.
I have more booster packs for this. I have so much KeyForge. This is just what I had in the shelf nearby. The other stuff is it's in giant bins with my magic cards. So I'm not gonna pull them out.
We played this on the plane though.
This is it. Yeah, we did play it on the plane. And thing about KeyForge, Board Game Coffee seal of approval. It's so good. Now, I know I've heard mixed reviews on KeyForge, but I love KeyForge. The whole random deck generation thing they have, I thought was amazing. Such an amazing feat they did. So well deserved of the board game. If you again, 2-player competitive games that Netrunner. If you like Netrunner, you're gonna like this. Play completely different. But I love that you buy one of these packs And if you don't know anything about KeyForge, you buy one of these packs and you're good to go. And each of these is a completely different deck. There are no multiple decks. There's no decks that are the same. Each of these are, and they're pre-made. So you buy one, you're good to go. And that's it. And all of them are different because they're all randomly generated. Not like every card's different, just like there's like 200 cards, 300 cards, and then they make up different decks with those. And some machine somewhere makes them, and they randomly name the decks. And all the art on the back of the cards is randomly generated as well. So like that back you'll never see anywhere else. So it's cool that the art is even randomly generated for the back, not for the front. The front is obviously just like cool art like that. But KeyForge, so good. Love me some KeyForge. And the thing is, you know what the thing about KeyForge is, I played a lot with Chris, and Chris was just terrible. He was just terrible. And I was like, Chris, I can't watch you lose like this anymore.
He's not terrible. Chris just likes to battle.
No, I understand, but he was terrible at this game. No, I'm not saying he's terrible in general or as a person. What's wrong with you? No, he was terrible at KeyForge. So I was like, okay, Chris, here's the thing. You're thinking that you have to try to kill me, and you're trying to just battle. You don't. You have all these big creatures. Instead of fighting with them, just use them as guards. You just got to prevent me from getting the Ember. So you can play defensive with these big creatures, and you'll probably be better off. Anyways, I gave him some tips. And ever since then, I have such a hard time beating him. Now he changes, and he always gets the decks that go within the strategy I told him to do randomly. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Every time. Anyways, what's next?
I'm not confident I can turn this box. I don't know what's in it, but it
You're not
sounds like
supposed.
it's
Don't turn it. This is how it is. It's so pretty. How pretty is this? Now, this is also Descent. Now, this is what Brittany was going to give me, but that was Descent: Journey into the Dark. This is the reprint Descent: Legends of the Dark.
It's pretty.
So yeah, they reprinted it, and I was willing to give it another go because I did like Descent. It just disappointed me a bit. But this has got like app integration and some storytelling. So I've never played this. The box is so pretty, and you actually play with the box. I believe there's some like 3D components and like that you actually play on. As in, like, the box is part of it, I think. I don't remember. But we did do it. I think we did an unboxing of this. But anyways, I was willing to give Descent another shot. All right. What do we got? What else we got?
Or you needed to fill your addiction of having games.
I need to give it another shot, Brady. Oh! We brought this up. Letters from Whitechapel, which I thought was the better version of Fury of Dracula. But
I love this game.
Letters from Whitechapel is so good. And here's my problem with Letters from Whitechapel. I always do really well. In the last turn, I get cocky, and then Brittany catches me.
Yep.
Because I was like, you guys aren't going to get me now. And I started like, I do things like I'll run loops around them and figure eights just to screw with them. And then Brittany's like, arrested. And I'm like, oh. And I was like, I do it to myself every time. Don't drink and run from the cops. If you're going to do it sober. But Letters from Whitechapel is a fabulous hidden movement game that is well deserving of our Board Game Coffee seal of approval. That's right. This is a winner. If you like hidden movement games, you need to have this. Fury of Dracula is good, but it's a little slow. This is a better pace, but you don't get as many of the superpowers or special abilities that you do in Fury of Dracula. But it's good. It's good. It's simple, and it's great.
And this game's great 2 players, and it's also great as a group.
Yeah, because nothing changes.
No.
It's just because if you're playing 2 players, one player's playing Jack, the other, as in Jack the Ripper, and the other player's playing all the cops. Mm-hmm. If you have more players, you just split up the cops among them. But it's always the same amount of characters chasing the same amount of Jack. Although, there is, I'm not going to go over it right now, but there is a loophole, like a broken portion of this rule, that if I did that, I would win every time at the end. Mm-hmm. If I could survive to like the last night or the second last night, you can't catch me. Like it'll be, but I don't do it because I found like this little loophole broken thing in it, and I feel bad about winning that way.
So instead, he dances around and gets caught.
I do. Then I get cocky. I also choose my locations randomly, which to make it more difficult.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so this next game is actually a game I've never played. This is more of you and Chris game.
Yeah.
This is like your bonding bro.
It is. This is our bro game. This is. Oh, hold on. Claustrophobia. Now I have to flip it over because the box is beautiful artwork, but no title on it.
And very dark.
It's very dark. Now, this is a fabulous game. Fabulous. So fabulous. Board Game Coffee seal of approval. I love Claustrophobia. Now, what Brittany said about being a bro game is correct. Me and Chris have taken days off where we just sit down here, and one person plays like the bad guys, like the demons trying to do whatever demons do, you know, like spike your drink, whatever. No, okay, not
Now
they're trying to
be
raise
clear,
their game.
you don't have to be a bro to play it. It just happens to be your game.
You use the term, this is your bro game.
I'm just saying, like, you don't have...
I don't even use the word bro.
I just feel like that was the game you bonded over, and I've never played it because you only want to play with Chris now.
Well, it's because one player plays the heroes, they control the heroes going through the dungeon, while the other player is controlling the demons that are trying to do the demony things. So it's like power of light versus the power of darkness. And it's like, I think it's a randomly generated dungeon as you go through. And I can't remember if that part's right. But we've taken days off to play this, and it's so much fun. 2 players. If you got a dungeon crawling friend and you got and unlike Descent, this feels fair. Like me and Chris have won our win percentage 50-50. We did take a break because the last time I lost, it was completely my fault. Again, I did the Whitechapel thing. I got cocky. I was like, I got this. And Chris is like, okay. And he just moved in. I was like, no, I don't have this. I was so cocky. I was doing so well. So my problem is I get cocky. And then I'm like, check this out. Because, you know, if you get cocky and you win, it feels so much better at the end. You're like, I got you. But yeah, Claustrophobia is a must-have for your collection. If you're a dungeon crawler, if you're a couple who likes dungeon crawlers, if you have a friend that you want to dungeon crawl with, and one player wants to play the good guys, and the other guy plays the bad guys. So it's not cooperative. It's a competitive dungeon crawler, which you don't see a lot of. Usually, most dungeon crawlers are like a cooperative thing where everybody plays the good guys. But you know what? We're gonna give you this. We're gonna give you a copy. Technically, Monolith is sponsoring this giveaway, so they are going to give you a copy. Not this one, this one's mine. You're going to get a brand new copy of Claustrophobia. Hey, we didn't get the sirens. The sirens are a little late. You gotta fix those sirens, Brittany.
It's a glitch. It's a glitch in the system.
This is a glitch in the system. Yes, definitely. So, Boarding Coffee, seal of approval, and you can bring it home. We love this game. We have videos for this. I think we did a review or a preview. We might have actually done a review for this.
Oh, I don't remember.
I think we did a review for this.
We may have.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of reviews because this was before. I think this was back in the day when we just started doing some.
We'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the description, or here, you know, like in the corner. Somewhere. We'll do one of those things. We'll get you the links. But yeah, was that it, Britt?
That's it.
That was it.
Oh,
no.
There's one more.
You're a freaking liar.
I think.
Yep. So what else we got here? We got more. Oh, we got Marvel Champions. Now, Marvel Champions, we haven't played that much. I bought a bunch of these, like, extras because I do like it. And we did a live playthrough where we kept screwing up the rules. And the reason for that, this is the one thing that kind of irritates me about Marvel Champions, is you read the rulebook and you're fine. But there's so much of the rules you could overlook because it's in the reference guide. But I can't reference what's in the reference guide if I don't know it's there to reference. So I'm not going to... Here's how I use a reference guide. If I need it, then I'll reference it. I'm not going to just read through a reference guide if I don't need to. And there's so many rules in the reference guide that are overlooked in the actual rule book. So when we were playing, people were correcting us, being like, oh, you should do this, oh, you should do that. I was like, where is this listed? Oh, it's in the reference guide. And that irritated me a bit. Shut Up and Sit Down did a great review of this where they talk about they liked it, but then they didn't like it because you could just math it out. Oh. It's all about the numbers. Like you could see what's coming, and it's missing an element of like, oh, is this going to work? You can math out what's going to work in this. So, and as soon as I said that, I was like, you're right. That does do that. Now you
can't unsee it.
So, but it's fun. It's a fun game still to play. It's a cooperative game where players take on the role of heroes and to battle the bad guys and, you know, do what superheroes do. But yeah, and it's done really well for them because they have tons of expansions. These are just some of them. And I've never opened these. So one day I'll get back to it. But I have to read through the reference guide before we play it again because I was not impressed that we played so much of it wrong. But I'd like to try it again.
And that's it.
And that is it. Well, thank you very much.
A big thank you again.
To our sponsors, 25th Monolith and 25th Century Games. Yeah. Monolith for donating or for awarding Claustrophobia, and for 25th Century Games for Gartenbau. If I'm pronouncing that properly. Was that German?
I'm not sure.
So I'd like to thank our two sponsors, Monolith and 25th Century Games. You are both very generous, and you're going to make some people very happy this holiday season. All right.
Who's eligible for the contest for this?
Yes, yeah, we're not signing off just yet. I got excited. Brittany had to turn on my notes to make sure I don't forget anything. Okay, here we go. Now, you have to do 3 things to enter. This goes the same for all the videos, except there's a different question per video. You have to subscribe to Board Game Coffee on YouTube. You have to like this video, and you have to answer the question in the comments. What is the most shameful game on your shelf of shame? That was hard to say.
It's a mouthful.
So for me, it would either be Mansions of Madness, 2nd edition, or Scythe. Might be Scythe. That's my most shameful shelf of shame game, because I should have played that by now. So that is the question. Answer that in the comments, and with your answer, include what country you're answering from, because this contest is limited to Canada and US. So that'll help us just filter through anybody who entered who might not be eligible. That way we don't have to go tracking down the proper winners, because sometimes, you know, we run these contests and people don't respond, so we have to go find somebody else. So even if you don't get called on our live episode, which, by the way, is when we're going to announce the winners after all these videos are done, there's going to be one live episode where we're going to pull your names live for you to see. But if those people don't respond to us after a certain amount of time, we're going to dip into that again to find other people to win. So it's never over until the fat lady sings. Is that something people say anymore? Is that even socially acceptable anymore?
I don't think so.
No. Another thing you should know, I think I mentioned this before, but if you enter in each video, you're eligible to win multiple times. So just because you win one game doesn't mean you can't win another. You can go home with 2, 3, 4, 5 games if we pull all those names out, because there's 50 games to possibly win. And in each video, so if you enter in each video, you have 24 chances. It's crazy. 24 chances. And we're going to have the links to each of those videos where we're giving away games in the description below. That way you can just go click through, subscribe, like, comment, etc. in every video. Well, technically you only have to subscribe once. But yeah, that's it. Well, thank you very much for joining us on this episode. We'll see you again in episode 8 of our 12 Days of Christmas collection giveaway. And remember, if possible, please donate to the kiddies at our Sick Kids link. Let's make it a Merry Christmas for everyone. Thanks for joining us. If you like this video and you want to see more, subscribe to our channel. It's the best way to keep up to date with everything we do here at Board Game Coffee. But if you want to see more right now, we got plenty of videos to choose from. And if that's not enough, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee. And remember, have fun, keep gaming, be social. See you next week.